Hey guys, so this is your reading for April 2022. Make sure that you like this video, okay? Share this video with any fellow Aries out there. So Aries, this is your reading for April 2022. Make sure that you like this video, that you subscribe to this channel to get more readings that I'll be posting, and also more free astrological content that I'll be posting as well. If you'd like to get a reading from me, a full customized reading, natal chart reading, or tarot reading, make sure that you do email me, or you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. My handles are below, and you can DM me there as well. So let's get into it and see what's going on for you guys this month. So you know what, it's like there are so many things going on, especially with Pluto. And you know, with a lot of transits that have some very heavy karmic energy at the moment, just in the world in general. All right, so I'm sure that this is going to affect you, Aries, especially because this is your season. All right, so right away we have an energy here, Aries, of you having to start over and looking at the patterns that you have in the past, all right? With the Ancestors card here in this beautiful deck, and wanting to change your patterns, okay? Wanting to start fresh. And for some of you, you know, being willing to walk away from things in your life that perhaps you weren't really ready to walk away from in your past, all right? So for a lot of you, you're finding this, you know, this season, especially because this is your season, and Aries, you're a cardinal fire sign. So not only are you passionate, not only do you, you know, naturally know what you want in life, but you're also a leadership sign, okay? You're the type of person that likes to take initiative, okay? As a cardinal fire sign, you like to embrace your passion, okay, and make a fiery start towards whatever it is that you want in life. You're not afraid to do things that people say that you can't do. As a matter of fact, you see that as a challenge. You also are not afraid to undertake projects that might be intimidating for other people, okay? So what other people might see as like a hurdle or something that stops them, something that's a limitation, you see as a hurdle to climb. You see it as a challenge to make you stronger. And then you brag about it once you've done what it is that people say that you can't do, okay? So this is for my Aries suns, my Aries moons, even some of my Aries Venus as well, okay? A lot of your Aries Venus share this quality. So if you have this in your chart, as well as Aries Sun, this message goes doubly for you, all right? So, you know, you're ready for your new start here with the World Egg card here, which is the Fool in this deck, all right? So the Fool signifies new beginnings. It has to do with starting again oftentimes, and especially with this Ancestors card here, this has to do with you possibly breaking family patterns or even family curses for some of you. But for a lot of you, it has to do with you looking at your past karmic patterns, looking at your past patterns here, and being willing to change it for the better. Okay, so also here you have the Ace of Coins here, and you also have the Ace of Swords here. So I'm seeing that you are, you know, at the point where you are really thinking logically about the way that you want to not only build a solid foundation for yourself, but also looking at mistakes that you've made in your past. Okay, looking at mistakes that you've made in your past, looking at ways that you can logically, because you're not overly emotional about it, okay? Whatever you're starting over from, you've been in your feelings about it for a while, okay? Especially probably from the last portion of 2021 into the winter. And for you guys, I feel like winter was a big lesson in detachment, okay? You may have felt like you weren't going to get past this point. You may have felt like you were never going to be able to detach from this obstacle or this person, whatever your past struggle might represent for you, okay? So, when I see this Swords card here, this is a really good sign, all right? Because it means that you're thinking logically about your solution to your problem, okay? About whatever goal you're trying to achieve, you're thinking logically about it. You're not in your feelings about how you may have felt like you failed before. And you're looking for solutions. You're in a problem-solving mode as you come into your season, okay, this April. So I'm just going to take a look at your other cards and see what else is going on for you. So I'm also seeing, for some of you, this may have to do with a previous relationship, or for others as well, this could have to do with detaching from someone in particular, okay? So for some of you, this could mean, detaching from people who no longer serve you. This could be a job that no longer serves you, okay? With the Four of Pentacles here in the, actually, you know what? With the Six of Wands here in the reverse, this could have to do with a previous loss, okay? And with the Four of Wands here, okay, this is a Four of Wands in this deck. So with the Four of Wands here, this has to do with you letting go of a previous loss. And again, this could be in a connection. This could have to do with a goal that you failed to meet for yourself in 2021, or at some point in your past. And what I'm seeing is that you're looking at what really makes you happy. I feel like for a lot of you, for so long, you were so worried about what other people thought of you, okay? What other people defined as being a high achiever or as a success, okay? And with the Four of Wands here in your spread, what's happening for you is that you're gaining a lot of strength in your own identity. So this Aries season, you're not so much worried about what other people think of you. You're not very worried about, what other people, assess as, your identity, who you are, because you're realizing that everybody has flaws. You're realizing that no one has a completely clean slate, okay? No one is completely defined in their life as a success. Everybody has their points where they fumbled the bag. Everybody has points in their life where, they have not been a winner, so to speak, or where they have not been the greatest person, or where they have not, measured up either in your eyes or in society's eyes as, what it means to be successful. And for you, what this is doing is this is giving you the inner strength here. This is the beautiful strength card in this deck as well. So some of you might work with your ancestors. Some of you might feel a special connection to someone who's passed, but for a lot of you, you're being given the strength to move forward, and you're seeing that what you think of yourself is a lot more important than what others think of you. So we also have here the Queen of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, this has to do with either securing yourself, okay, or it has to do with giving yourself a secure foundation. So some of you might be starting over when it comes to career, all right? Some of you might be starting over when it comes to love or connections, especially, in your family. Maybe there are people in your family that you don't truly relate to, and so you might be seeking out family elsewhere, all right? Some of you may even be finding new, new faces, new people that you consider family, okay? Some of you may be relocating as well. So I'm also seeing here, in your deck, I do see an opportunity in your spread. I see an opportunity for you to be able to make new friends, to make new connections that are meaningful to you. But, a part of you is just really holding yourself back, okay? So you do have the Wheel of Fortune in your spread here, but it's in reverse. And the reason why it's in reverse for you guys is because sometimes, you guys have a tendency to be reserved, especially emotionally. If relationships were like chess, some of you, sometimes you have the the tendency to wait for the other person to make the first move, okay? Especially some of you Aries sons. So with that, being like how you tend to handle yourself, whether it's socially or in romantic connections, whichever one you're most interested in, sometimes you can hold yourself back from meaningful connections out of fear of being rejected or out of fear of feeling like you made the wrong decision. So the universe is asking you to be a little bit more, willing to take risks, okay? Be a little bit more willing to put yourself out there, especially when you do meet people that you want to connect with, okay? And as you do that, it's going to allow you to make connections that you wouldn't have made otherwise. Even if, those connections tend not to be romantic, even if it means that you meet people that are great connections for your career or that lead you to other great opportunities, all right? So, what's going on for Aries in love? 4 cards, please. What's going on for Aries in the area of love? All right, let me take one more card. All right, so Aries, you recently have distanced yourself from a connection. Yeah. And when you distance yourself from this connection, it also caused you to lose a little bit of your own self-confidence. It was as if, this person may have made you feel bad about yourself, or after losing this connection, you may have, started to doubt your ability to make meaningful connections in your life, to make connections with people that you love, that you care about, okay? You may have doubted your ability to be able to form meaningful connections and to be able to keep them. And for a lot of you, you may even have a pattern in your life of having connections that come and go, okay? So this is why you're holding yourself back, okay? With the Chariot card here in reverse in your spread, the reason why you haven't been able to find love or meaningful connections, even if you're just looking for, casual connections, even if you're not necessarily looking for something, you might want a friendship with somebody that you find attractive. A lot of you may not be ready to jump into a connection. For those of you who have been single, you may have had something happen in your past, whether it was your a childhood wound, or whether it was a relationship very early on where you have held yourself back because of fear of feeling rejected, fear of feeling left behind. And so as a result of that, you hold yourself back from love with this Chariot in reverse. So if you feel like you have bad luck in love, you don't actually have bad luck in love. Your bad luck is you. Your bad luck is your way of thinking. Your bad luck is your fear of losing. And because you have a fear of losing, you don't play at all, which means that you never win, okay? So with this Prince of Wands card here for you, what you're being asked to do is that you're being asked to just have fun, okay? Go on a date, okay? Just, you can go ahead and entertain someone who you find attractive. And as you entertain that person, as you, allow yourself to just have fun, to not think about the outcome, don't think about how that person's judging you, and to an extent, don't even try to judge or evaluate this person, because sometimes you guys can have a very harsh evaluation of someone, and it can stop you from just enjoying the connection for what it is, okay? That water sign that comes in next doesn't have to be the person that you get engaged to, or your wife, or even wife potential. There might be somebody that spirit just brought in to learn a lesson from, okay? The air sign that comes in, they don't necessarily have to be the person that you go everywhere with and that you show off to your friends, okay? They could be someone that was brought into your life to teach you a different way of thinking, Okay, the fire sign that comes in, they don't necessarily have to be the person to entertain you all the time. They could be a soulmate that's coming to teach you how to love. Okay, so different people come into our lives for different reasons. And now if you're someone that you just want a serious relationship, you don't want to mess around, you don't want to entertain relationships that aren't going to lead to something serious, that's fine too. Just make sure that that's truly what you want, and that you're not so afraid of losing people that you don't entertain other things that spirit could be bringing into your life, because not everybody is here to stay. Okay, a lot of connections is often the connections that we think we're going to have forever often are the ones that end up being very transient sometimes, especially if you are a very spiritual person. So make sure that you are just connected to spirit, connected to your intuition, and still be discerning about the people that you let into your life, but just make sure that you are that you're not missing up on opportunities that could be fun, that could teach you something, that could bring a new color into your world, just because you're afraid of losing it at some point. So it would really do you well to learn how to detach from your expectations from people and still enjoy them for who they are. And that way, whatever is meant to happen, whoever's meant to come into your life can come in, and you can enjoy it when it comes in for you. And then when the time is right, when it is in the timing of divine timing, that right person will come in for you and you'll feel at ease. But the way to feel at ease before that even happens is to just let go and let God. Okay, so the last two cards I have for you, as far as for love, okay, are the Three of Swords. You do have the Three of Swords here in your spread, as well as the Three of Cups. So again, this is spirit just explaining and confirming that the reason why a lot of you guys have a difficulty with learning, how to love and let go is because you've been hurt a lot. Okay, so some of you might actually have a traumatic situation that happened to you in school, okay, in a social setting early on in life. It could have been with a friend group in college, or it could be a mother wound. So some of you may have a difficulty detaching because of the fact that you don't want to ever feel that hurt again. You don't want to feel alone again. Okay, and so if that does resonate with you, I would urge for you to focus on self-love, to focus on self-healing, to focus on, think back to that time when you were hurt, when things did not go right for you, and try to unlearn some of the patterns that came up for you in life. Think about what that wound, how it made you feel, and the lessons it may have taught you about people. Okay, what were some things, some toxic beliefs or patterns that came up? Maybe you were betrayed and you felt after that people were always going to betray you, or that you weren't worth being loved or being loyal to. Okay, really do some shadow work on those aspects of your life that were affected, on the emotions that came up for you when you were hurt in this way. And it might not be a linear thing. Okay, it could be, it might not be one specific thing that you felt or that happened. For some of you, it could just be, that you say your mother left when you were, 6 years old, and since then you've been afraid to connect to people. Okay, you might notice a pattern of that. And so think about those emotions that happened during that incident. If it was one incident, if it was something that happened over time, think about what you felt when you were hurt. Okay, and has that caused you to feel fear? Has it caused you to feel anger? In what ways do you express that in your relationships? Okay, in what ways have you felt held back because of that? Or have you made choices about who to be with as a result of those things that happen? And really sit with yourself. It doesn't, it's not something that you necessarily will come to a conclusion about overnight, all right? Think about different things if you resonate with, having a early trauma, or even, if it was because of a relationship. Maybe you still have some anger, at somebody from your past. It's important to release that, those negative emotions, that negative pent-up energy, because if it's still alive, if it's still active, if it's still controlling your behavior, your thoughts, your thought process, then it's going to continue to control your patterns in love. So it's important to release that so that you can move on and create more beneficial and more healthy connections, okay? So let's move on to your finances, all right, for the month of April. So Aries, I do see you coming out of a period of anxiety, a period of worry, possibly about your career, your job security, possibly finding a new job. And I feel like for some of you, you might have even been hesitant to go on a job search throughout like the winter months of 2022. But I also see you having a great need to be careful, because I do see that you may receive an offer that looks really good, that looks really promising, and then you may find that those people have not been very forthright with you, okay? So yeah, you might come across somebody who's hiding something from you, or who's not telling you the full details of the job. So it might seem like a great career leap, a great, career opportunity. And then with this 6 of Wands card here, especially with this card represented by Papa Legba, you may find that you have been tricked, that there may have been things in the fine print that you did not read, okay? So you may find yourself then having to leave. But there is a lot of energy coming in for you, with your cards jumping the way that they are. So this is going to be a period of karmic lessons for you. Okay, I do see a lot of you also, a lot of people around you envying your work ethic with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, envying your talent. And as a result, maybe wanting to keep you around a little bit longer. Not wanting to pay you what you're worth, and being afraid that you will get the resources to find another place of employment, okay? To find another place where you're happier, where you're able to thrive. And, sometimes people just don't want to give you a good opportunity because they're afraid that you will then go somewhere else. So I do see you, especially in the later part of April, realizing your worth, okay? Realizing that you can do better, realizing that people may not have been honest with you, okay? You may even have a female or feminine energy around you that is asking you for money, or for some of you, there could be a seductive energy around you, whether it's male or female. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a feminine energy that keeps asking you for money, okay? So if you do have that, know that that person probably does not have the best intentions, especially if you find that your relationship has revolved mostly around cash. So we also have here the 7 of Cups in reverse. So when it comes to finances, Aries, you have a talent that you're not using here. You have a passion that you have not pursued, okay? And for some of you, you may be pursuing that passion, you may be pursuing your main passion, but you have something else, another skill that you could be getting a second job at, okay? That can make you enough money where it would fill in those blanks to where you're not making the type of money that you want to right now, okay? So with the 7 of Cups card, or the 9 of Cups actually here in reverse, the secret to you feeling fulfilled in your finances, all right, in your career, is in, taking that hobby, whether it is or passion, if you're not pursuing your passions. This is you deciding to pursue your passions, what you love to do, and, you know, really turning your level of fulfillment around, feeling much more fulfilled, okay, in life by pursuing that passion and learning that you can actually make a great deal of money at it as well. All right, so that's coming up for you in Aries season here. So there were 3 cards that fell out for you here, and you know what's really going to make you feel confident is when you find that you can support yourself simply by pursuing one of your passions. So a lot of you have something that you're great at, something that you daydreamed of doing that you're not pursuing. If you are pursuing it, you could be doing it a lot more intensely. If you find that you have a skill, or that you're someone who has a skill that you're not using, okay? Maybe it's not your passion, maybe it's your secondary passion, maybe it's something that you like to do, okay? Maybe it's something that you're good at doing and that you enjoy, that you could get a side job with. So this is the universe telling you that, you know, for some of you it's in communication, okay? Maybe you want to be in radio, or maybe you want to, you know, create a YouTube channel or a blog. Some of you are great communicators or great leaders and you're not using this skill. For some of you, it could be becoming a camp counselor or somebody who's in some form of teacher, you know, position or leadership. All right. So your last card here, again, which is perfect, you know, because of the fact that the universe does teach us in cycles. Your last card at the bottom of your deck, the overall energy for you in the month of April, is one of the very first cards that came out for you in your spread, which is the World, okay, which is also the Fool card in the traditional tarot. So this is about you being willing to start new projects. This is the energy of Aries, being willing to start again, being ready to go into uncharted waters in both your, you know, your general path in life, being willing to, for some of you that means moving, for some of you it means starting a new career, for some of you it might mean starting a new relationship, or being willing to get into new social circles, into new attachments with people where you're meeting new people or connecting with people you've never connected with previous to this. For a couple of you it could mean rekindling old connections, but that's like 10% of you. That's like a very, not too many of you are going to be doing that. For others of you, it could mean that you start a new path as far as a new job. But the universe really wants you to leap into those things that excite you, to pursue and follow your passions, and it's going to open up a new level and a new window of fulfillment in your life that you haven't experienced before. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure that you do like and subscribe to this channel, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and also make sure you're following me on Twitter and on Instagram as well. So I'm so excited to make new videos for you guys, and I'll be posting lots up very, very soon. So make sure you keep checking back, okay? Bye.